Initial vote says, initial voting. I wonder if I should get clickers. Initial voting. OK, good. Talk about it. This is a little bit of everything. Little bit of everything. OK, second vote. Second vote. Second vote. Would not be a good candidate. Not be a good candidate for fixturing. Second vote says. Second vote says you should talk more. No, let's. OK, let's take a look at this. So what makes something a good candidate for a fixture? Well, remember, what would be the downside of fixtures? A downside is that you create them because there's one or a couple of tests that might want to use them, but they're sort of there for all of the other tests too, whether you want them or not. So there's the possibility that they could end up creating dependencies you don't want. So what that says is, if it's a piece of information that doesn't change very much and pretty much kind of has to be there for any test to do something sensible, that's probably something that is OK to fixture. So in my view, the TMDB API key is a reasonable thing to fixture because over the course of a single run of testing or a single run of the program, it won't change much. The places it might change are tests that are specifically about what happens if you pass the wrong key, and we're going to look at those next. But generally speaking, this is not a piece of information that changes around a lot, and most tests are going to need some value for it to be in place if they get as far as the part of the code that talks to TMDB. Similarly, the application's time zone settings, except for if there's some part of the code that tests specifically things around time zone settings kind of have to be there, but they don't change very much across the tests. On the other hand, movies and their ratings are central to the app. There's going to be a million tests that do a lot of different things with movies and ratings, and that's where the danger creeps in, that fixturing them for one test could end up having unforeseen consequences for other tests. So my view is that things like the TMDB API key or the time zone settings, those are fine for fixturing. Movies and their ratings, I would not want to fixture them because there's just going to be too many tests that want too many different things out of that type of data. And the likelihood that the fixtures will screw up something else would creep in. OK?